Hello, my name is Sarah, and in this video I'm going to be introducing cascading style sheets to you. We are going to start with what CSS actually is, the advantages to using it, syntax or what makes up CSS, and different ways to use CSS. CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, and is used to format or create the look of HTML web pages. This makes it one of the World Wide Web's cornerstones alongside HTML and JavaScript. The cascade in the name refers to the order of precedence or priority that the style is applied. From lowest to highest priority, CSS is browser defaults, external style sheets, embedded style sheets, internal style sheets, inline style sheets, and HTML styles. So for example, in a page affected by both external and inline style sheets, the inline CSS would overrule the external CSS styles. But why should a programmer add CSS to an HTML page? Well, for starters, separating the code into CSS cleans up an HTML page because you don't have to add style HTML to every element. CSS also allows you a lot more design options and control when creating a page. Finally, CSS lets you create and edit the layout for multiple HTML pages at once. Now let's see what CSS looks like. This picture shows a complete CSS rule. In particular, this is an external CSS rule, and I'll get more into what that means later. In any case, the selector shows which HTML element the CSS will affect. In this example, it is the paragraph element. Properties indicate how the HTML will be styled. So we are changing the color according to the example. Other types of properties are border, font, and height. The value is how the property is going to be applied. So the color we are going to change the paragraph element to is red. Together, the property and value are what is referred to as a declaration. There can be more than one declaration in a CSS rule, so you can change more than one aspect of an HTML element at once. To separate different declarations, semicolons are placed in between them. Now that we know the parts of a CSS rule, let me show you how to use them. There are three main ways to write CSS rules. An external style sheet involves creating another file that you link to an HTML page. CSS rules are then listed in the manner that has already been displayed. Because you can link multiple HTML pages to an external style sheet, any edits or changes you make can be applied to multiple pages. For another example is this. As you can see here, this page has an external style sheet. The CSS or style sheet affects many different aspects of the page like so. The rules are separated by selector to affect the body, heading, and text. More than one page has been linked to this style sheet, making this layout standard, as you can see here. An internal style sheet, then, is placed in the head section of an HTML page. You use the style HTML tag and then write the CSS rule same as previously demonstrated. Remember that if you are using an external style sheet as well, that the internal CSS will get priority wherever indicated. Finally, there are inline style sheets. Inline style is written directly into the HTML element inside the first set of brackets. If you remember from earlier, inline CSS has precedence over external and internal style sheets. Show you this again. This page, you can see, has been linked to the external style sheet. However, it has also been affected by both internal and inline style. So while the background color has remained the same, the external CSS has otherwise been overwritten. This is the end of my video on the basics of CSS style sheets. I hope you found this helpful. Goodbye!